Of all the advice I've shared with my patients over the past 20 years, there's one message I keep coming back to, especially for those of us in our 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. Never underestimate the power of breakfast. Now, you might be thinking, at my age, as long as I eat something, I'm doing fine. But the truth is, what you eat first thing in the morning sets the tone for your entire day. Let me tell you about a woman I met a few years ago. Her name was Margaret. She was 72 and living a quiet life in Vermont. Every morning, she'd have a weak cup of coffee and maybe a small cookie. That was it. Nothing more. Over time, Margaret began feeling worn out. She'd lose focus halfway through the morning paper. Sometimes, when she stood up too fast, she'd feel a little dizzy. And even though all her test results looked perfectly fine, she didn't feel fine. When we took a closer look, the answer was surprisingly simple. Her body just wasn't getting what it needed to start the day strong. So we made a few small changes. Instead of the cookie, she began having a bowl of oats with a little fruit and a spoonful of plain yogurt. Within a few weeks, Margaret's energy improved, her mind felt clearer, and those dizzy spells? Gone. Now, I'm not telling you this to suggest a full diet makeover overnight. That's not realistic. But I am inviting you to begin with something small, and that's breakfast. As we age, our digestion slows down a bit. Our bodies don't absorb nutrients as easily as they used to. And if we skip breakfast or grab something too sugary or too light, we might start to feel foggy, sluggish, or even get sick more easily. The worst part? Most people just chalk it up to getting older. But more often than not, it's not just age. It's nourishment or the lack of it. I get it. Mornings can be hectic. Some folks just don't feel hungry early in the day. But the good news is, a solid breakfast doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need pancakes from scratch or an omelet the size of Texas. You just need a few smart, simple choices. Think a banana, a boiled egg, maybe a handful of walnuts. That's it. Foods that are easy to prepare, easy to digest, and full of the kind of fuel your body actually needs. And let me tell you, that kind of breakfast is worth a whole lot more than a cabinet full of pricey supplements. We're talking about real, whole foods that support your heart, help your memory, keep your bones strong, and improve your mood. In today's article, I'll walk you through 7 of the best morning foods for folks over 60. These are foods backed by science and, more importantly, by 2 decades of real-life experience with real people. They're affordable, easy to find at your local grocery store, and kind to your stomach. No trendy superfoods, no expensive powders. Just simple things you can mix and match every morning in 5 minutes or less. And if this speaks to you or reminds you of someone you love, I hope you'll take a second to share it. Maybe leave a comment or forward it to a friend or family member. Sometimes, the smallest change, like choosing a better breakfast, can lead to the biggest improvements in how we feel, think, and move through the day. So let's start there. Because growing older doesn't have to mean slowing down. It can be the most vibrant, energized, and fulfilling chapter of your life if you give your body what it needs. And that journey begins with breakfast. 1. Oats. No, they're not flashy. And no, they won't win any awards for excitement. But when it comes to health and aging well, oats do a whole lot of heavy lifting. They're gentle on the stomach, packed with nutrients, and provide steady energy without the crash. Let me share the story of someone I once worked with. Her name was Linda. She was 71, living just outside of Nashville, Tennessee. A retired teacher, full of kindness, but always tired by mid-morning. When I asked about her mornings, she admitted, "I usually just sip some coffee. My stomach doesn't like much food early in the day." We made a gentle change. She started with a small bowl of warm oats. Nothing complicated, just some cooked oats, a few slices of apple, and a pinch of cinnamon. A month later, Linda called me sounding like a different person. She was waking up with more energy, her stomach was no longer giving her trouble, and even her blood work showed better cholesterol numbers. Here's why that happened. Oats contain something called beta-glucan. It's a type of fiber that forms a soft gel in your digestive system. This gel works like a natural helper, latching onto extra cholesterol and guiding it out of your body. That means lower levels of the kind of cholesterol that's known to put your heart at risk, especially important as we get older. But the benefits don't stop with the heart. Unlike sugary cereals or pastries that give you a quick burst and then leave you dragging, oats offer slow, steady fuel. That's why so many older adults say they feel clearer, more alert, and less hungry when they start the day with oats. They're also a blessing for anyone dealing with digestion issues. Oats support regular bowel movements, and they rarely cause discomfort or bloating. In fact, they help grow the good bacteria in your gut, and that supports everything from immune strength to emotional balance. And for those watching their weight, here's a helpful number. 1 cup of cooked oats, about 40 grams, has roughly 150 calories. That's a satisfying meal that won't throw off your day. It can even help ease common concerns like blood sugar swings, joint pain, or high blood pressure. Another win? Oats are easy. Cook them warm in 5 minutes or prep overnight oats before bed. Add a splash of milk, a few berries, or a dollop of plain yogurt. No fuss. No fancy ingredients. Just a breakfast that does its job and makes you feel good. If you haven't given oats a real chance, maybe today is the day. Because improving your health doesn't always require major changes or expensive supplements. Sometimes, it starts with one simple bowl of oats and a little trust in what your body can do with the right kind of care. 2. If you're looking for a small breakfast that delivers big health benefits, especially after 40, 50, or even 70, Greek yogurt might be just what your mornings have been missing. I remember a man named Joe. He was 74 and living in the foothills of Colorado. Joe was active, sharp, and kind. But every time we talked about breakfast, he would laugh and say, "It never really fills me up." Most mornings, he had a couple slices of toast with peanut butter. Sounds okay, right? But less than an hour later, he'd feel tired, distracted, and surprisingly hungry. So we made a tiny change. Joe started adding Greek yogurt to his morning routine. Within 2 weeks, he felt more satisfied after breakfast. His energy lasted longer, and he even noticed fewer sugar cravings later in the day. So what makes Greek yogurt such a smart choice? Well, compared to regular yogurt, Greek yogurt is thicker, creamier, and has nearly twice the protein. One small cup, about 5.3 ounces or 150 grams, gives you 15 to 20 grams of protein. That's about the same as eating 3 eggs. And for those of us in our later years, protein becomes more important than ever. You see, as we age, we naturally lose muscle. It's a slow process called sarcopenia. Most people don't feel it happening at first. But over time, you might notice your strength fading. You get tired faster. Climbing stairs feels harder. That's not just age. That's your muscles quietly shrinking. But with enough daily protein, especially at breakfast, we can help protect the muscles we have and keep our metabolism steady. Greek yogurt makes that easier. It's easy to eat, easy to digest, and it works. Greek yogurt also brings something else to the table: healthy bacteria. You may have heard of probiotics. These are good bacteria that help your gut work better. And a healthy gut means better digestion, stronger immunity, and even a more balanced mood. As we get older, our digestive system gets a little more sensitive. Bloating, gas, constipation, that can all sneak up on us. But when you add probiotics into your routine, like the kind found in Greek yogurt, you help restore the balance in your gut. That means better vitamin absorption, less discomfort, and more comfort in your own body. And there's more. In that same small cup of Greek yogurt, you're also getting about 15% of your daily calcium needs. Calcium helps keep your bones strong. It lowers your risk of fractures and fights off bone loss that often begins after 65. Even better, many brands add vitamin D, which helps your body absorb calcium more effectively. Together, they help protect your bones so you stay active and steady on your feet. Greek yogurt also has a low glycemic index. That's a fancy way of saying it won't spike your blood sugar, then leave you crashing later. That's good news for anyone managing pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. Want to make it even better? Add a few berries like blueberries or strawberries and a handful of nuts. You'll get extra antioxidants, healthy fats, and fiber all in one bowl. It's just one small cup. but it gives your body what it needs from strong bones and steady energy to smoother digestion and better focus. Greek yogurt may not look like much, but it's a simple, powerful choice that supports the strength, comfort, and clarity you deserve in this season of life. 3. If you're looking for a small, sweet way to boost your health as you age, let me introduce you to one of nature's most generous gifts: berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, all full of flavor, and all packed with powerful support for your brain, your immune system, and your heart. I remember a woman named Carol, 76 years old, living a peaceful life in Oregon. She once smiled and told me, "I've never been big on fruit, but a bowl of blueberries feels like a little dessert from a fancy hotel." And she wasn't far off. These little berries aren't just tasty, they carry an impressive nutritional punch, especially for folks over 60. What makes them so special? One of their biggest strengths is their antioxidant content. As we age, our bodies naturally face more wear and tear, something scientists call oxidative stress. That's a major factor in how aging affects our cells, our memory, and even our joints. Berries are rich in compounds like flavonoids and polyphenol. These act like tiny shields inside the body, fighting off damage, calming inflammation, and helping slow the aging process from the inside out. In fact, research shows that blueberries, in particular, may help protect your brain. They support better blood flow to the brain and help brain cells talk to each other more clearly. That translates to better memory, sharper thinking, and a lower risk of mental decline as you age. So if you're looking for a food that helps keep your brain strong and actually tastes good, berries belong at the top of the list. Just 1 cup, that's about 150 grams of fresh blueberries, gives you around 24% of your daily vitamin C. And vitamin C plays a key role in supporting your immune system. As we grow older, our ability to fight off illness gets a little weaker. But getting enough vitamin C from natural sources like berries can help your body make more white blood cells, the very ones that defend you from infections, colds, and more. Another benefit you might not expect from these small fruits? Fiber. 1 cup of raspberries packs about 8 grams of fiber. That's close to 1/3 of what most people need in a day. And for older adults, fiber can be a game changer. It keeps digestion regular, prevents constipation, and feeds the good bacteria in your gut, the kind that support better nutrient absorption, smoother digestion, and even a more stable mood. And here's the best part: berries are easy to enjoy. You can toss them into your morning oats, mix them with Greek yogurt, blend them into a smoothie, or just eat them by the handful. Even frozen berries keep most of their nutrition, and they're often easier on the wallet. A 16-ounce bag of frozen blueberries, that's about 450 grams, usually runs between $3 to $5, depending on the store and brand. So whether fresh or frozen, think of berries as nature's daily vitamins: delicious, colorful, and full of benefits. They don't just brighten up your breakfast. They help protect your brain, strengthen your immune system, and support your well-being with every bite. A simple choice, yes, but one that can bring lasting health into your mornings and into your life. If you're looking for one small food that delivers big-time benefits, especially for folks over 40, eggs deserve a spot on your breakfast plate. I still remember chatting with Robert, a retired engineer from Kansas, who told me his favorite way to start the day was with a soft fried egg and a slice of whole grain toast. When I asked why he chose that over cereal or pastries, he just smiled and said, "With one egg, I feel like I've got the energy to mow the lawn, take a walk, and even chase the grandkids until lunchtime." And you know what? He's right. Eggs may be small, but they pack a lot of value when it comes to nutrition. They're one of the best natural sources of protein you can find. One large egg, about 2 ounces or 56 grams, gives you around 6 to 7 grams of high-quality protein. But what really matters is the type of protein. It includes all the essential building blocks your body needs but can't make on its own. That's especially important as we age, because we naturally lose muscle over time. This slow loss, called sarcopenia, can make daily tasks harder, affect your balance, and raise the risk of falls. Starting your day with eggs helps your body stay strong and steady. But that's just the beginning. Eggs also give you choline, a nutrient not many people talk about, but one your brain absolutely needs. Choline helps make acetylcholine a messenger in your brain that supports memory, focus, and learning. Each large egg contains about 145 milligrams of choline. That's nearly 30% of what most women need daily, and about 26% for men. And the best part? You're getting this brain-boosting benefit naturally, without needing a single supplement bottle. Now, let's talk about your eyes. After 60, many people begin to worry about vision loss. One common concern is macular degeneration, which can blur your central vision and make reading or driving difficult. The good news? Egg yolks contain two powerful nutrients, lutein and zeaxanthin, which help protect your eyes from damage, especially from screens and sunlight. These antioxidants are like little bodyguards for your vision. Instead of relying only on pills, getting these nutrients from eggs is a simple and more effective way to support your eyes every single day. Of course, some folks still worry about the cholesterol in eggs. That's understandable. Eggs got a bad rap years ago. But newer research shows that for most healthy adults, eating 1 or 2 eggs a day won't raise the risk of heart disease. In fact, eggs also contain healthy fats including omega-3s, especially in eggs from hens fed flaxseed or algae. These good fats help improve the balance of cholesterol in your body, raising the good kind, and helping keep your heart strong and healthy. And let's not forget the practical side of eggs. They're quick to cook. You can make them boiled, scrambled, poached, or folded into a veggie omelet. Each version tastes different, but they all bring the same great nutrition. And they're affordable, too. Most eggs cost somewhere between 20 to 40 cents each, depending on where you live and what kind you buy. So if you're looking to support your muscles, protect your memory, care for your eyes, and keep your heart healthy all before 9 a.m., eggs are a smart, simple way to do it. One small egg, one big impact, and a better start to your day. 5. That if you're someone who wants a healthy start to the day but doesn't enjoy cooking first thing in the morning, I've got one simple suggestion that might surprise you. A banana. Yes, just one plain banana. I remember talking to Margaret, a 70-year-old from Arizona, who told me with a grin, "Doc, I'm not big on making breakfast, but I never leave home without a banana in my bag." And she's not alone. A banana may seem like a basic fruit, but for older adults, it offers powerful support for energy, heart health, mood, and more, all in one neat little package. Let's start with potassium. One medium banana, about 4 ounces or 120 grams, gives you around 420 milligrams of potassium. That's close to 10% of your daily needs. And potassium does a lot more than people realize. It helps keep your heart steady, supports relaxed blood vessels, and works to balance out the effects of sodium, the stuff that can raise blood pressure. For folks over 60 who may be watching their numbers at each doctor visit, getting enough potassium can help lower the risk of stroke and heart issues over time. But the benefits don't stop at the heart. Potassium also plays a big role in keeping your muscles strong and your body feeling steady. If you've ever had a muscle cramp or felt tired even after a good night's sleep, low potassium might be part of the reason. Bananas can help gently ease that, especially for people who stay active, whether it's walking around the block, tending the garden, or just keeping up with the grandkids. Bananas also deliver vitamin B6, a nutrient that supports your brain and mood. Each medium banana gives you about 0.4 milligrams of B6, which is nearly 1/3 of what most adults need each day. Vitamin B6 helps your body make important messengers in the brain like serotonin and dopamine. These affect how you feel, how well you sleep, and even how calm or focused you are. So if you're feeling a little anxious, struggling with sleep, or just not feeling quite yourself, a banana might be a gentle way to offer some support. And then there's energy. Unlike sugary breakfast bars or donuts that spike your blood sugar and leave you crashing later, bananas give you a more stable source of fuel. They have natural sugars like glucose and fructose that the body absorbs easily, so you get a quick boost without the roller coaster. That's one reason athletes love them. And it's just as useful for seniors who want to stay energized without relying on heavy meals or caffeine. And here's one more reason bananas are so popular: they're incredibly convenient. No prep, no cleanup, No dishes. Just peel and enjoy whether you're at home, in the car, or even waiting at a doctor's office. And they're affordable. In most parts of the US, bananas cost about 25 to 35 cents each. That's a fraction of the price of most breakfast snacks and far healthier, too. So if your mornings are rushed, or if you're just not ready to cook, reach for a banana. It's simple, it's smart, and it supports your heart, your muscles, your mood, and your energy all before your second cup of coffee. One small fruit. One big step toward better health. 6. If you're someone in your 40s, 60s, or anywhere in between and you're looking for a small, simple habit that can quietly strengthen your health, let me introduce you to one of the most underrated changes you can make. Start your day with a handful of nuts or seeds. That's it. No cooking. No prep. Just a few spoonfuls of something nature designed perfectly for healthy aging. Let me share a story about James, a 69-year-old retired librarian from New Hampshire. For most of his life, he never gave much thought to nuts. He'd say those little things are just snacks for folks on a diet. But one holiday, his daughter gave him a gift box filled with walnuts, almonds, and a pouch of chia seeds. Out of curiosity, James began adding a small scoop to his oatmeal each morning. Sometimes he tossed a few almonds into his salad at lunch. He didn't expect much. But 3 months later, he noticed something surprising. His knees didn't ache the way they used to when the weather turned cold. His digestion had become more regular. And the biggest change? His cholesterol numbers had dropped, and not just a little. That's the quiet power of nuts and seeds. They may be tiny, but they're like nutrition banks rich in nutrients that many adults don't get enough of. Just 1 ounce, about a small handful, or 28 grams of nuts like almonds or walnuts, or seeds like flax or chia, gives you 5 to 7 grams of protein, 2 to 3 grams of fiber, and a healthy dose of fats that protect your heart. Let's talk about those fats for a moment. These aren't the greasy, fried kinds. These are the good fats, especially omega-3s, that help lower the bad cholesterol and raise the good kind. They also calm down inflammation in your blood vessels, which lowers your risk of stroke and heart attack. That's why the American Heart Association encourages older adults to enjoy unsalted nuts several times a week. But the benefits don't stop at your heart. Nuts and seeds are also a secret weapon against everyday aches and stiffness, especially the kind that comes from arthritis. Omega-3s, which are found in chia and flax seeds, have been shown to ease joint pain and improve flexibility. Just 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, about 10 grams, gives you nearly 2 grams of omega-3s. That's more than many types of fish. And let's not forget digestion. Many folks over 60 deal with constipation or irregularity. The fiber in nuts, especially almonds, helps keep things moving. That same fiber also feeds the good bacteria in your gut, which supports better immunity, improved mood, and even sharper thinking. Plus, if you're watching your blood sugar or managing type 2 diabetes, nuts are a smart choice. They have a low glycemic index, and when you eat them with other foods, they help slow down how your body absorbs sugar. That means fewer spikes and crashes and steadier energy throughout the day. You don't need a lot. Just 1 small handful, about 1 ounce, is enough. You can mix them into Greek yogurt, stir them into your oatmeal, or keep a little container nearby to snack on while reading the paper. And they're surprisingly affordable. A 16-ounce bag of chia seeds, that's about 450 grams, usually costs around $5 to $8. And that's enough for almost a month if you're using just a spoonful a day. So here's the bottom line. You don't need a complicated diet. You don't need pills or powders. Sometimes, a small scoop of something simple like nuts and seeds can quietly fuel your heart, soothe your joints, steady your digestion, and keep your brain sharp. 1 handful, once a day. That's it. Big health. From something beautifully small. 7. If you're in your 40s, 60s, or even well into your 70s, and you're looking for a breakfast that's gentle, nourishing, and easy to enjoy, cottage cheese might be just what your mornings need. It may not look fancy. It may not trend on social media. But for older adults, this quiet little food delivers some pretty impressive benefits. I once spoke with Nancy, a 73-year-old from Ohio, who said, "Most mornings, I just have a little cottage cheese with a few slices of apple. It tastes good and never makes me feel too full. That simple habit? It's smarter than it looks. Let's start with calcium. That's the mineral that helps keep our bones strong and steady as we age. As we grow older, especially for women after menopause, bone density starts to fade. That raises the risk of fractures, even from everyday slips or small bumps. But a half cup of cottage cheese, around 4 ounces or 110 grams, gives you about 125 milligrams of calcium. That's roughly 10 to 12% of what you need each day. And when it's combined with vitamin D, which is often added to store-bought cottage cheese, your body absorbs it even better. That's a big step toward keeping bones sturdy and reducing the risk of osteoporosis. But cottage cheese isn't just good for your bones. It's also loaded with protein. In just half a cup, you get about 13 grams of high-quality protein, the kind your body can easily use. And for older adults, that protein matters more than ever. Why? Because as we age, we naturally lose muscle. It doesn't happen all at once, but it adds up over time. Protein helps slow that loss, rebuild strength, and support your metabolism, which affects everything from how you burn calories to how steady you feel getting out of a chair. Another thing I like about cottage cheese is what it doesn't have sugar. So many breakfast foods, flavored yogurts, granola bars, boxed cereals come with hidden sugar. That can cause blood sugar spikes, especially for those managing diabetes or insulin resistance. Cottage cheese is naturally low in sugar, just 3 grams per 100 grams, and that's mostly from natural milk sugars. No syrups, no surprises. It's also easy on the stomach. If you're someone who wakes up without much of an appetite, or if heavy meals leave you feeling sluggish, cottage cheese is light, cool, and simple. It won't weigh you down, but it still gives you real nourishment. You can enjoy it plain, or pair it with fresh fruit like strawberries, sliced peaches, or even raisins without added sugar. Add a small handful of walnuts or a sprinkle of flax seeds, and you've just added healthy fats and fiber, too. The best part? It won't stretch your grocery budget. A 16-ounce container, about 450 grams, usually costs somewhere between $2.50 and $4 at most U.S. grocery stores. That's enough for 3 to 5 mornings. Pretty good for something that fuels your bones, muscles, and metabolism all at once. So if you're looking for a gentle way to nourish your body, keep your strength, and feel steady throughout the day, consider starting with cottage cheese. It may be simple, it may be old-fashioned, but it just might be one of the smartest morning choices you can make. One small bowl, one steady step toward a stronger, healthier day. Finally, start your morning right and feel healthier for years to come. Dear friend, breakfast is more than just filling your stomach. It's the first, quiet decision you make each day, and it sets the tone for everything that follows. Your energy, your mood, even how well you sleep at night. And here's the best part: building a healthier morning routine doesn't require anything fancy. You don't need expensive powders or complicated recipes. All you need are a few real, nutritious foods. Foods that work with your body, not against it. Let's take a quick look. Oatmeal gives you steady energy, helps control your blood sugar, and is good for your digestive system. Greek yogurt provides protein, calcium, and beneficial bacteria that support strong muscles and a healthy gut. Berries are packed with natural antioxidants, little protectors that support your brain, heart, and immune system. Eggs provide complete protein, along with nutrients that support memory, focus, and vision. Bananas provide potassium, vitamin B6, and gentle natural energy, all without added sugar. Nuts and seeds may be small, but they're packed with fiber, healthy fats, and omega-3s that help ease joint pain and support heart health. And cottage cheese? It's light, low in sugar, and packed with the calcium and protein your body needs to stay healthy without weighing you down. When you mix and match these simple foods, you're providing your body with the 5 pillars it depends on as you age. A healthy heart, a sharp mind, healthy muscles, strong bones, and a functioning digestive system. You don't have to eat them all every day. You don't even have to follow a set schedule. One morning it might be oatmeal with berries. The next day, eggs with bananas. On the weekends, yogurt with nuts. The great thing is that you have options. You can do what you like, what you can afford, what feels right to you at the time. And if one day doesn't go perfectly, that's okay. Just go back to the basics the next time you eat. Because it's the little choices made regularly that make the real difference. Over time, you'll notice your thinking becoming clearer, your steps becoming steadier, your sleep becoming deeper, and most importantly, you'll feel proud. Because you're taking good care of yourself. Not in a trendy or pressured way, but in a calm, steady routine that supports the life you want to live. If this message has been helpful to you, please share it with someone you care about, especially if they're in their 40s, 50s, or older. And if you want more tips like this, stay tuned. I'll be here, sharing what works step by step. Thank you for joining me today. Wishing you a bright morning and a peaceful, healthy day ahead.